Yeah, I'm trying to kind of look through that third quarter right now, just figuring out where we lost our composure. And I thought we started the game really on our heels, and Syracuse was definitely a little bit more just in sync game-wise. But I like the fight back. I like the comeback. I like the confidence we had in each other. I thought the third quarter, my seniors just did not play at the level that I expect them to play and that they'll need to play and that I know they're capable of. So just with some decisions, I think, and it's hard when you play Syracuse because you think this is a 12-foot pull-up or this is a wide open three, but it's the pace of the play and whether or not you really have the legs. And I just tired shots just killed us. And, we talked about it in the locker room. And I think that as long as we take ownership in that and we have something to really – we got a heck of a to-do list, and you got to be a primetime player and you got to believe in yourself enough. So I think it was like fake confidence a little bit. We were like showing that we had confidence, but really there was inner doubt, and fatigue makes a coward of us all. And they play at a pace where, you think, well, I can make that shot and make it every day in practice, but you don't make it when you're running full speed and your legs are a little tired. So lesson learned. We'll get there. But I thought we looked really immature. But I don't want to take anything away from that. I mean, I've coached against Q and Syracuse for quite some time. They're huge this year. The vision and the looks is a lot different. They were much tougher at the rim, obviously, much tougher in the paint, and we just fell down. I mean, we were like rag dolls a couple of times, and so we gotta put our shoulders back and get back in the gym and really work on our fundamentals. But there's flashes of it. It's just how consistent can you be? You're not a big time player unless you're consistent, and we didn't really have a very consistent performance. But I was very, very happy with our bench. Very, very happy with our bench. I think we had 32 points from the bench and a lot of energy and a lot of confidence and a lot of effort. And so, we can move forward with that.
All right. And our first question comes from Michelle Kaufman. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay. Katie, what do you think? I mean, you've obviously talked to Kelsey and Taylor. What did they say, or what did you think went wrong with them? Why did they have such an off night?
Yeah. I think Kelsey started off great, really aggressive and really hunting. And then I think she had a little bit of a dislocated pinky there for a second. And I don't know if she hit a shot after that, really. I mean, she said she was ready and she said she came back in, but I have to think about it. I don't believe she hit a shot after she came out. And she showed it to me. I mean, it looked a little weird. That, and then, with Taylor, it's you feel like you're on an island sometimes when you play Syracuse, and when you watch you'll see Taylor and India had all the turnovers, and the end, I don't know how many turnovers we had in the fourth quarter, but we were doing okay in the turnover thing. They didn't have that many steals at a certain point, and then the fourth quarter, you saw the fatigue, and I think Taylor and India had quite a few turnovers, but I kept trying to calm everyone down. I thought Destiny needed a little conversation. Taylor needed a conversation. Kelsey needed a conversation. I mean, it's, as a coach, when you play Syracuse, you're more so about the mentality of your kids and making sure that they stay in it. And if they did take a good shot, we acknowledge it. And if they took a bad shot, you really have to acknowledge it. You really have to acknowledge the immature decisions and the lack of discipline. And that's what we talked about a lot.
And our next question comes from Wyatt Kopelman. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Coach, I know Camila Cardosa didn't play a ton of minutes tonight, but she did produce on the glass and in the paint as well. How satisfied were you in terms of how the team prepared for her and her impact?
Well, I mean, it's crazy because you got to really do an entire game plan for someone who doesn't play a ton of minutes, but she's so impressive in the minutes that she's in. And, Bree Jackson at the start of the game didn't even run with her, and that's why we went straight ahead to Sydney Roby because, that's the one thing is you got to outrun that kid, beat her down the court so you can cut her early. If she outruns you and gets 2 feet in the paint right near the rim, there's not a lot of teams are going to be able to do with her. So you got to have the effort to run the court and cut. And I thought Sydney came in and really showed that. Naomi came in and showed it. Jameer came in and showed it. That's what we went with. It was all about the effort on that particular game plan. But
The
she's
next
good.
que-
She's really good.
Next question comes from Cal Friedman. Go ahead, Cal.
Coach, sort of to piggyback off that last question, you brought Sydney Roby in early in the game. She finished with some pretty good numbers tonight. Her best performance of the season was 7 points and 5 boards. What did you see out of her that you really liked tonight?
When she subbed in right away, I mean, she came in and said, okay, coaches are wanting this and this. They want me to run. They want me to put a body on someone. They want me to play a lot harder. And she did. And, you know, it's amazing because at halftime, she's our leading scorer, and we weren't even praising her offense. I thought she was tougher around the rim than anyone on our team. She had better moves. She had quicker moves. You know, beginning of the season, Sydney was playing out of her mind, and we lost her to concussion protocol for a good long time. So she's still playing her way into shape. But she passes the ball well. I mean, she's a very bright prospect for us. And I was really, I felt that she was the most composed of anyone on my team tonight. I really didn't think she made a lot of mistakes.
A couple more here. The next one comes from Roshan Fernandez. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. So in the second quarter, Syracuse shifted and used Kara Lewis at point guard as Tiana was kind of benched after those early turnovers. What was that adjustment like for you?
Well, I mean, Tiana was also had 2 fouls, and I mean, both coaches, when it's not a double figure game, and you got some really important players with 2 fouls. We both had players with 2 fouls that were out, but you know, that we could. I thought that slowed their transition a little bit. Tiana's really good at hitting the ball ahead, and so her and Cardosa were both out at the same time, and that was the combination that was killing us in transition. The long hit aheads, the throwing over the top. So it was a combination of foul trouble, and then we were able to set our defense a little bit better because they weren't stretching us as much.
And the final
I
question
liked
comes
our
from Tim.
chances when they had some foul trouble. I thought we played them even when that was the situation.
And our final question comes from Tim Nolan. Go ahead, Tim.
Coach, a lot of those rebounds you gave up to Cardoso, you had good positioning. She was just reaching over your players. How frustrating is it as a coach when your players are getting good position and Syracuse is still getting 3, 4, 5 chances?
Yeah, I mean, you know, but that's the thing when we're in the ACC, and then the next game someone's going to be quicker than us, and the next game someone's going to be, you know, they're going to be something better than you, and then you got to find out where you're better than them, and don't just throw up your hands. I mean, I try not to be that coach that just, you know, demonstrably says, oh, you know, poor me, I'm not that way. I mean, that, you know what, we didn't recruit her. We didn't get her. I mean, we recruited her. We didn't get her. They got her. But we have Sydney Roby, so go around her. You know, like we just you got to play to your advantage. And, you know, I felt like we will learn a lot from this game. But I'm telling you, for some of those kids that was their first games in the ACC, like Naomi and Nyanga, I thought they showed a little bit, really great poise and great potential. So we'll work to our strengths.
And we actually have one more from Michelle Kaufman. Go ahead, Michelle.
Katie, we talked yesterday about Tiana. Can you talk about her? I mean, she ended up with 7 assists. You know, considering everything she went through, what did you think of her play?
Yeah, I mean, she obviously isn't as, you know, I think she turned it over way more than she'll be happy with too. And we were trying to kind of get her to that point. I think in the end there, she's not hurt. I think it was just a cramp, I hope. But she's just, she'll beat you in a lot of ways. And she's going to play her way back into the player that, I mean, she still was great. I mean, but she's going to really, really lead this team. I mean, Syracuse is going to be, we got to play them again at Syracuse. And as this season goes on, I'm telling you, they're very, very, if you're trying to put a game plan together and with the talent they have and the size they have and the shooters they have, they're tough. They are very, very difficult team to stop defensively. And for them to, you know, not get 80 or 85 with some of the stats that they had with the points in the paint and all that, it's you know, it took a lot of effort to hold them under 70.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach Meier. We're going to have freshman Nyanga Goni here in a second.
Thanks.